Do you live in the state of Florida with your child and are looking to reduce or get soccer for free? I'm going to share with you an absolutely insane way that your child can play soccer for free in the state of Florida. It's through a specific government program that is only available to homeschool or virtual school students. But first, I'm Kyle C. Wilson, the Angry Soccer Guy. I've been in the youth soccer game for 10 years and have worked with children as young as 2 years old when I had a job with Soccer Shots up to professional players like Luis Nani, Dom Dwyer, Benji Michel, Teshua Kandeli, many others, and everything in between. Now back to the whole point here. Your child can get essentially soccer for free through the government. However, they must be either in homeschool or virtual school. Now, they cannot be registered to a public school, so they cannot be currently attending a public school. There is a program called Step Up and specifically called PEP, P-E-P. This is a government incentive that financially rewards or awards parents and students to help them support them on their virtual or homeschool journey. So this means that you will receive a certain amount of funds that will be allocated or awarded to your student athlete for cost towards homeschool and or virtual school. Now, what's very interesting is these costs can be covered by the government through this Step Up or PEP program, and they can even support athletic programming. So this means they could be playing in our Beast residency, for example. The only caveat is they must be virtual or homeschool. And that way you can then apply for the PEP scholarship. What happens is you pay the fee. You pay the fee of whatever the cost is of the program. So using our program, you pay our fee to train for Beast residency, and then you'll be reimbursed after you send the receipt in. There's a little bit more details that go into that, but you pay the fee, you get reimbursed. There's one or two steps above that, but that's the general theme of how it works. So you would apply for the Step Up PEP scholarship. When you apply for that and you are awarded, you can then use those funds to cover the cost of homeschool, virtual school, so like equipment, supplies, and also for athletic programming like ours, which is game changing because now essentially the government will pay for your child to play soccer. But that's the only caveat, homeschool or virtual school. If you want to learn more or figure out how to be a part of that type of programming, look for Step Up or PEP scholarship. That will open the doors, but please just remember, must be virtual or homeschool. And it works perfectly with a program like ours because our student athletes train from 8:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., Monday through Friday. So the way that we use it is they can train, then they go home and do school or do virtual school. That way, they're getting access to great training, high intense training in the morning, then they do virtual or homeschool at home, and they're done for the day. And the best part is they can knock it out in 3 to 4 hours. Public school right now is becoming very outdated, but also increasingly becoming more problematic, and the education level of students is dropping considerably. What's interesting about most virtual schools is students can finish them in 2 to 4 hours, which means children are getting their day or time back to go outside and be a kid versus being stuck behind a desk all day. So if that interests you, go get that information. The Step Up PEP scholarship through Florida. The Florida government. It is incredible. And the only things that are required, your student is homeschooled or virtual schooled, and you are a Florida resident, and you pay federal tax. If you meet those criteria, you can get the scholarship. Now, there are deadlines. It just opened on February 1st. So the application is currently open and you can enroll now. So you might want to do so ASAP, and the money is available until it's gone or the deadline is passed. The deadline is usually around August. Sometimes it can be extended past that. It just depends on the situation. PEP scholarships are less frequent, or I should say less awarded than a private school scholarship through Step Up, which means the money is guaranteed through the private school, so to speak. Like with our private school, it's guaranteed as long as you are a Florida resident and pay federal tax. However, if it's PEP, if you don't apply by a certain time, the chances of you getting it significantly start to decrease. So just be aware of those things because that can impact the ability to get benefit from this type of programming, which is completely game changing. And what's nuts is Most people don't know about it. So you can take advantage of it before time runs out. And just one personal example, we have a player, actually a couple, but I'll give you one. We have one child who's in our program and he does soccer only, which means he doesn't do school with us. He just trains here. They use the entire fee from PEP to cover their costs for the soccer program. So he's training for free in our program because of PEP. So the parents pay the fee, they get reimbursed the fee. It's that simple. So what are you waiting for? Like that's the $1 million question. What are you waiting for? And the average awarded fee is around $7,000 to $8,000. So $7,000 to $8,000 can go to whatever you'd like it to, but you can use it even for athletics, which is completely game changing. So I commend Florida for making those decisions to support children through a homeschool or virtual school route.